Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Beyond Sunday. Thank you so much for joining us. It has been amazing to have you stick around. We are on episode 5, guys. It's been 5 episodes, and you guys have been here with us. Thank you so much for joining. As usual, please share this episode to everybody who is in the music ministry, the worship ministry, any ministry in church, literally, because these conversations help us out. And this, by this I mean your father, your mama, your cousin, your uncle, your sister, the background of the background dancer who does not show up, the one who has left, the one who's thinking about leaving, the one who has come back. All of them, they need this podcast because it will be of benefit to them. So please share. If you've not followed me, by the way, catch, okay? Because why? No.
Why?
Why haven't you followed me yet? You can follow me on Instagram at Wanza Kwanza, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, na zinginezo. Find this episode on Wanza's page, that is my YouTube channel, and you will be blessed. Na Mungu atakuonekania. So, we've been talking about seasons and transitions for the past 4 episodes, and we have a couple of more to go before we wrap this up. And I want us to talk about another topic that is very crucial, because I know there are people who are around me who are struggling with this thing, and your girl has come to you. So, I want us to talk about being called in the ministry while being employed. And I thought about 2 amazing people. Well, 3, but one was not able to make it. Shout out to you, Hannah, wherever you are. But the the ones that are here are people I've worked with for years. Yani, they've hosted me, they've cried with me, they've chapered me, we've been through this with them through thick and thin, and they've been in this space for so long, and they're the best people to talk about this issue. Guys, you're not ready for this conversation, as I say for every episode, because every episode is fire, but this one
It's fire.
is fire. You're not ready. So before we begin, I'd like us to invite McRue and Waceke.
Woo!
Guys, covenant friends.
Hey,
Don't do
jeez.
that.
Shout out
don't.
to you, Pastor Zilo.
Hey.
Shout out to you, Anna and Dam.
Oh my God.
For names.
Nimekumbusha mbali.
Hey.
Covenant friends.
Yeah.
Welcome, guys.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
welcome.
Thank you, Wanza.
Thank you for taking out your time out of work.
Yes.
We were called.
Yeah.
Yet we're employed.
Yeah.
Yet you're employed, quite literally,
Yeah.
to come and be here with me. I take it as such an honor. Thank you for the sacrifice. I know wherever your bosses are, God bless them for allowing you. If you've sneaked out,
We will share the podcast.
I mean, remember that day that
day.
one made. This is
Yeah.
what I was doing.
Yeah.
Please don't be caught, okay? Yeah. So karibuni sana.
Thank
Asante, thanks for
you.
having us.
Thank you, Wanza.
Please introduce yourselves. Mimi nimesema yangu. I want you guys to introduce yourself, what you do, where you are, and yeah.
All right. Will you go first?
Oh, ladies first.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, as you guys have heard, I'm Waceke. My government name is Martha Waceke Kirobi. I'm married to Mr. Brian Michuki, so you can call me Mrs. Michuki. I'm a mom to 2 beautiful daughters. What else now? In terms of employment, I'm a civil engineer who works. I work as a project manager for a contractor firm. So yeah, that's my vocation, and I'm happy to be here.
Amazing. And you're also a worship leader.
And now that is why we are here. Yes.
So that people don't be like, umetuletea hapa civil engineer,
Oh
what
my
does she have to do with
God.
this?
I'm
She
telling
worships
you.
in the
She
I
worships in the
in the marketplace.
intention side.
In the
construction
marketplace,
site.
I'm telling you, on site with my helmet and my boots.
Quite
Oh
literally.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Karibu
I'm a
sana.
worship leader as well.
Amazing.
Thank you.
Wow.
McRue.
You know, you just set me up, eh?
I know.
What's with the government names?
Shauri yako
No, you're
bro.
McRue. Si lazima by the way.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So thanks, Wanza, for having us. Yeah. My name is McRue. Government names, you'd say me and Pesao. The number is 072. Yes, sorry. It's your podcast. Yeah. So government names are Edwin Oloo. I'm happily married to one beautiful lady, Anastasia Gasheri. Father of nations. At work, they call me Father Abraham. Yeah, don't use that.
Don't you dare.
Don't you dare. Yeah, but father of, I say, 4 boys, right? So ranging from 18 all the way to around 4, and then 1 girl. My Howie, yes. Yeah, so been married for a minute. Love it. Where do I work? I work for a firm called Sibasi. I'm in the IT space. That's the marketplace calling, right? I also serve as a worship leader / pastor at Nairobi Chapel, Karen. Yeah, so that's me, and I'm really glad to be here and have this particular conversation once.
Amazing.
thanks
Thank you.
for
Kwanza
having me.
ungoja. Umesema uko na mtoto wako 18 years.
Yeah, what
ni nini?
happened? Yeah. So we.
Zimeanza kuintroduce this.
Unaona.
Alafu kuna you can see one white one.
You didn't just do
I
that.
did that, bro, because you old.
Father
I'm
Abraham.
old. Anyway, just for context, yeah. So for the 18-year-old, I think he's not 19 today.
Oh wow.
God.
Happy birthday to you.
Wow. Happy birthday.
Yeah. So he's a nephew. So we are his guardians. So we take care of him. Yeah. So that then I have a 13-year-old, me and numbers. So 13-year-old, that's Ethan. Then I have a 10-year-old. I think that's Amar. I think it's 10 or 11. There are many. Yeah. Then there's Howie, who's 7, and then there's CJ, fantastic CJ, who is 4.
Your baby Howie.
Yeah, baby Howie. Yes. So that's the crew.
How is it?
Let's say
Yeah.
my crew and the crew.
McRue,
That's the
all
crew.
right.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Karibuni sana.
Thank you.
Welcome to Be on Sunday. This is a place where we talk about anything and everything.
Umesema tufungue roho.
Yeah.
We're here. We're
That
here for it.
people don't like talking about. We talk about it
Okay.
because we're just like, we have to be better. We have to equip ourselves. We have to create a safe place where conversations like this happen.
Yes.
And that's why Be on Sunday exists. So karibuni sana.
Good stuff. on this.
Karibuni sana. On to today's conversation. So let me start here. One of the reasons why I thought this was very important for us to talk about is because I've been employed before, hated it,
I remember.
completely hated it. Because I'm like, who sits from morning to evening? I mean, umemaliza kazi yako at 11.
What are we doing?
What are we doing after that? I'm like, should I stay at, I'm like, let me go somewhere, go out, do something. Like, I completely hated it. So I've been in that space, and I can imagine how it can be for a worship leader to be in such a space. Na bado namwambia Wednesday 9 p.m. tuko na Bible study. Better show up. And you're supposed to be earlier than everybody else because you're the one leading worship. Or morning devotion, because church must go on, and you must have morning devotion on a Monday morning at 6 a.m. You know?
Yeah.
Or you have to have your Saturdays and Sundays booked. And sometimes working in different spaces, you don't have an off day. I mean, what is an off day? Well, you're going on Sunday to do what? Where? Because you are. So there's that push and pull between the workplace and the ministry space. And I know for a fact there are people who are in that space and in that season as we speak. There are those who've gotten out of it. There are those who are entering into the season. And I know you guys have been in this space for a minute. I mean, you're the guys who, I remember when we were doing rehearsals every Wednesday night for 3 years straight.
Where until
And
the
you guys
AM.
had 8 a.m.
Yeah.
you had to clock into work, and I'm like, I
Yes.
cannot do this life.
Yes.
I mean, I had class,
Yeah.
but that's class. I mean, you can miss class. You know.
Sign for me.
Now
I don't know
your
if they guys
uni
do
people
that.
are just like, guys, degree ni kusaidiana.
Mm.
But for you guys, you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You have to show up at 8 a.m. in the morning. After we've left at 3 a.m. and Pastor Zeno, hello, sir,
Hey.
has left you because he slept at 11. So hello, sir, again, respectfully.
Oh dear.
Oh.
He's
Just
not
be
ready.
that.
No,
He was
he's
not.
not.
Love you, sir.
Yeah. Mhm.
So how have you been able to navigate? And before we actually get to that, talk to us about your journey from those, because I've known you for a minute, and I've known you. You guys have been working the minute I've known you.
Okay, there you go.
For that whole minute, you are working,
Yes.
and you are still. Because I remember VOP, y'all showed up.
Voices of purpose.
Y'all show, and you show. Yani, you are inspiring me. You're just like, these people can come. You sit the house down, and Monday 8 a.m. Nobody cares about, hey, mumechoka aje. I want to know that journey. How has it been for you? What has that space looked like for you? Before now we get into how do you navigate? How do you, are you alive or are you dead inside? Like,
Where are you?
Where are you? Yeah.
All right.
Talk to us about it.
Maybe I could go first.
Yeah.
Well, my journey as a worship leader or serving in church started actively when I was in campus.
Okay.
In high school, we would sing, but it's high school. And then in campo is when you have the choice and, you realize you're called to this thing called ministry, music ministry. So at that time, you're there to study. Okay. The model is you study and get a job, right? That's the model. So you're studying, yes. And then you're also doing worship ministry. So the balance begins way back then. So by the time I got into work, ministry was already part of me. My Saturday afternoons were for practice. Your weekdays are for, there's your Bible study. There's also, your weekdays are for learning songs, learning parts. Yeah, you're learning harmonies. You're looking for uniform. So like it was already ingrained in me. So the issue was finding how to fit employment into now my life as a worship leader or a worship minister. And we winged it. It's like, this is how it goes. It was not easy. I could say for a couple of years, every day I had something to do. So Monday to Friday, you're working. Saturday morning, I'm in the construction industry. We build throughout. On Saturdays, in the morning, I'm at work. I'd leave work by 1. And by 2, I'm at church. I have learned the songs. Ulisikiza saa ngapi? Kwa mat, when you're going home and the matri is tunaing reggae and I don't know what. And you're meant to be knowing lyrics. You still have work assignments. So, oh goodness, it was just juggling. Yeah. And then now when we got to a season of, there's Sunday where you're doing VOP or like consistent Sunday ministry for the services. And then on top of that, our able Pastor Zeno got a calling from the Lord to bring a team together that was dubbed Covenant Friends. What were we thinking, guys? But hey,
no, it was not our name.
It was his name.
Let's just have that.
He was the Covenant Friends.
And we even made t-shirts.
Yeah, we made t-shirts. We had our own value system.
We had logos. Hey, talk about
crazy.
it. Yeah. So when we added that, where we had to now, on top of the Saturdays, we were adding weekdays, 2 weekdays for a lot of writing of music. Well, when we were there, it was a good time. I really enjoyed the voice. It was vibes.
It was vibes.
Holy Ghost. And ministry and all that. So that season was now like it went to the next level because now you're doing almost overnight. You're doing Ubers at I don't know what time. Akimamu usione hiyo. Akijua. And then you're getting home. Anyway. So that was another season altogether. And juggling that as well was something. So maybe I think I've given some bit of history.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, it's interesting enough that I really wanted to work for church. I really wanted to. So once when we finished campus, we used to, and I think we were at PC back then. We used to call it PC when we were still at Panari. And we were being hosted by a friend of mine called Mark Kathurima. Shout out to Mark. Yeah. So me and Lemuel were in there, and we are a couple of single guys. We're just like, man, if the church could just give us like 5 Gs every single Sunday, we would give our lives for music forever. We were sold out because we love music, and just like Waceke, the love for music for me draws from way back. Yeah, from when I was a child, and I think what I wanted to be when I grew up was I wanted to be a producer. Just like Kirk Franklin.
By the way, just side note, McRue is one of the baddest music geniuses you can ever find. And songwriter. Yani, please mpigie simu. He's written some of the best songs we hear today.
Yes.
Oh, I'm blushing.
That's true.
Blushing.
He's a gift.
Yani, we shout out those people who can make it in the quote unquote industry, like yani just
like that.
Yeah.
I think he has beats in his mind.
I know, right?
He hears bass and beats and
he's like, vitu zingine. We are not shouting.
It's a wonder.
Wow. Yeah. I don't know how to recover from the blush.
Just be blushing as you are talking.
So that's how back I go. So like you, high school, served in the CU, coming into campus. I think campus for me was vibes. Me, I think I realized that campus was just vibes.
Okay.
Yeah, class. Yeah.
Kama mimi.
Yeah, so class. But no. Yeah. Do not. Hii ndio ile part wasema listen to the
we listen.
Lyrics. We don't
judge.
We don't judge.
Because that was it for me. I think did a lot of campus ministry. So was in a group called Concert, which was kind of like a parallel of CU. That's a story for another day. It was because I studied in Moi University. So it was a parallel of sorts. And we used to do a lot of, Monday meetings where we just come together, sing and all that. Ended up doing something around a worship event in Eldoret. Right, which is still an annual thing going on till today. Yeah, so that's now where I started getting into the worship space in terms of, wow, okay, we can do this thing for church. Because me, I was still thinking, I grew up on NTV and MTV music and all that. I didn't grow up on gospel.
Okay.
That's the thing. Yeah. So when I'm thinking about music, I'm thinking about your Boys to Men. That's the level of music. But you see now it's Kirk Franklin. So you're thinking about pop music as much. So campus is when I get introduced to this worship aspect of it. Then come to Nairobi, and then we get to PC, and I'm like, yeah, man, this thing can be. So church ni aje, mnaweza tu ganja. Yeah, but then it was not happening then. So kasema, now me and my buddy Liam, shout out to Liam. We're over here, we are dating. Now we realize by the way, we have to look for jobs.
You need money.
Money.
Yeah.
So that's how some of us were ending up in the marketplace.
Wow.
You get, because as in if church had harvested us at that time, we would not have thought about going to the marketplace. But we graduated. Lem is an engineer. In the IT space. So we're looking at that and like, okay, fine. I guess we have to look for jobs because now we are also aging and we need to settle.
Yes.
Right, so that's how we find ourselves in the marketplace now. Joining, now we're in PC, at work. Now we're starting having those particular conferences. For example, Shift. We didn't have Shift conferences before you guys joined.
It's time to shift.
It's time to shift. That is where that song came from.
All right.
Yeah. So we started having conferences that run from Wednesday to Saturday. So it means that now you start looking at things around leave.
Yes.
You're starting to think, hey, how am I going to make it in church on time? Because now I'm the bassist at that particular point in time. So nothing is going to start before you are there.
There you go.
You have to sacrifice a couple of things. It became quite hectic. Then now, as Waceke mentioned, now you take that to level 2. Now you have your normal worship on Saturday and Sunday, and then you have to do Wednesday from, was it 9?
9 p.m.
9 p.m. to until when it ends, which was usually 3 a.m.
3 a.m.
Right? And then now we are trying to drop Wanza at the
River.
river. And we
That
are
was fun.
so sleepy.
And
as
I'm
in,
on the
what?
other
And
end.
you
my
and
God.
Waceke is
It's
all
in
the way in
Kino.
Kino.
It's like this.
Yeah, as in we're just trying to manage that. It was a crazy
was a
season.
lot.
Yeah, if we were to go back, probably we'd do things differently.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we're looking back,
Is
and I
that
think
trauma though?
yes,
But hey.
Who's asking?
but while
Nobody.
we were in it, it was, you were carried by the vibes and the energy
Yes.
of what we could do. I think there was a lot of promise in terms of what could come out of it, and that's what I could call it running on adrenaline, basically.
Yes.
Yeah, and adrenaline wears off. That's why there's
It
buzz.
does.
Yeah, so just to mention that. So that has been our journey in terms of how worship can be. So we are at level 3 huko na evolve. So we're trying to figure out you have to do your own Sunday list. You have to make
Got
sure
the
you
10
master.
hours.
Yes, you are 10 hours.
Yeah, 10 hours after
For evolve, you have to start saving to do some projects and stuff like that. So now that is happening. We are married. Yeah, so there's a bit of also conversations that we need to have there, like why is Wednesday and Friday not being spent?
Where are you?
There's all those particular conversations that you have to navigate. Yeah, it can be quite taxing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How have you what has helped you navigate this whole thing? Because you guys are still working. See, you've left
Of
working.
course.
You who wanted to work in church, you are still an IT dude.
Yes. Yeah.
And you are a civil engineer to date. So what has helped you navigate, and have you left that space of worship leading because of every other responsibility that you have to deal with, or has it become more powerful? And how have you navigated?
Well, I think I like that McRue mentioned adrenaline. For me, music, I've been very passionate about it. So that passion is what has driven me. And I can say one person that ingrained that in me in church, before Papa Center, before PC, I was in PCEA. See what I did there? I removed the East Africa.
Papa Center International East Africa branch.
Branch. The branch was Kariobangi South. So that's where I hail from. And I was a part of a team called God's Project. There you go. And GP. Yes.
Are you with me?
Oh yeah.
Come on.
So in GP, our leader was called Moses Kibe. That man, let me say, I can accredit a lot of my discipline in this calling to him. You see, the way I think worship ministry has been, it's now, or it's very recently that people are trying to put some level of excellence to it. Before, the songs were the same. And if you go to PCA, zile za ucha, instrument ni moja, it's a drum for just tempo. Oh yeah,
wow.
Wacha tu. So anyway, so the passion and the discipline, I think I can say has helped. So by the time I was transitioning to PC, I didn't find Pastor Zino to kukua mkali, because I had undergone the ukali somewhere else.
Some of us cried though.
Oh yeah. We had cried
Gen
before we
Gen Z.
Gen Z. What was?
I was so too angry. Anyway.
Oh
yeah. Pastor Zino.
Yeah.
Love you, sir.
Yeah. And because of Pastor Zino, I think I also learned to listen to music differently.
Yeah.
Because, we all listen to music, don't we? But there's listening to music.
There's the detailing
listening
of it,
to music. Yes.
Yeah.
and that, I think that learning just kept me driven. Like, I loved it. It felt like an outlet. So you have the 8 to 5, then you're like, Krako, you've been listening to this song, so you're here asking, oh, lisikia nini? What part did you learn? Then there's the note, there's scoring, like I love learning as well. So I really enjoyed the space.
Yeah.
I really did. So I think I've done call it active Sunday ministry for a long time, but there was a transition that happened, especially during COVID. Hiyo ilinihata. Hiyo transition hapo ndo nilidondoka hiyo matatu.
Bye, guys.
So that transition came about when I was settling down. I was getting married. Soon after, I was very expectant. That transition missed Linda TV Chenga. Then by the time church is back to consistent, Sundays and now physical meetings. Tuko hapo, you're there, newborn phase. So that just missed. So let me say, it's only recently, 5 years or so down the line, that
feel like
I feel maybe itakuja tu itajileta. But I still had Evolve, where we are doing projects, so where we are doing live recordings, we're releasing music, planning to travel and things like that. So that is what was there for me, but at least I didn't have the Sato practice and Sunday as such. So it was now just the weekdays, and I could be with the fam over the weekend.
Amazing.
And it was very different to attend church on the pews.
Right.
Oh, it was.
Right.
To just sit and
it.
receive. Ooh, it was. Because let me tell you, when you're, how do I put it? Assume you're actively ministering on Sunday, and then there's a Sunday maybe you're not ministering, and now you're on the pews. Just that one Sunday, because next Sunday you'll still sing. You're listening, you're like, ay, apana, oh, mehata yo note. What's happening there? These guys didn't see the leader cue them to, swap. Swap plates.
Covenant
swappers. You're like, yeah. Or you're like,
oh dear Lord,
look at that run. Like, oh my God. This person is singing so well. Like your mind, it's very easy to get carried away by the music and leave alone the content, or even just receive the ministry. I've been in that season of my life where I'm like, just, listen to the ministration, like be present equally. Yeah. Even as the music is blessing me. Yeah.
Wow. No comeback. Yeah, but I think for me, and I think the same thing has happened to us, serving consistently on stage. Did we ever take breaks, really?
We didn't have
I think we used to serve 52 Sundays, right? Almost like 52 Sundays in a year, like all Sundays. And I think we're coming back from a particular school of thought where we thought that this is the healthy way. I think it's a work-based model of salvation. If you think about it, honestly, if you now looking into it, because you think that because you're applying yourself every Sunday, then you're earning points with God. I think we were coming from that particular school of thought, but it was very, very subtle. So for me to get to understand that is where I was coming from was also during COVID, because now COVID, we're taking a break. The church also was undergoing transition, because now we're going into transitions. We're having new blood coming in, and it's almost like, I think we need to now, Moses, my servant, is dead. Joshua needs to come in and take over. That's Akinawanza coming through, and we're trying to figure out. Now I got to sit down also during the COVID time, right? And that time was also very refreshing for me, because I realized that I do not need to perform to be a son.
Yes.
I don't need to over-exert, because I think there's a kind of teaching, and especially I'm going to say this, quote unquote, in the Pentecostal circles, that the more you do, the more you have with God. The more you get. It's, and you when you think through it, it's a work-based.
It's true.
Gospel of salvation. You are trying to earn your rights based off of what you are doing, but that shouldn't be the case. And right now, even thinking back, the things that we need to do different is, church needs to have teams. I don't think that people need to be serving throughout,
Yes.
unless you are super stretched.
Yeah.
And even with that, I have seen where churches where people, you'd call in other teams to come and just give your people a break.
Yeah.
Because we are not called human doings. We are human beings. And I think that is also the vibe that we're trying to have here today is how do you
Yeah.
avoid burnout? Because
Yes.
trust me, worship leader, it is not your singing that earns your
Yes.
salvation.
Yes.
That was fully paid for by Christ. What we get to do is an outflow of what Christ has already done for us. So if we understand that, then there are things that we wouldn't really be pushing ourselves to do, because I feel like the pushing is almost coming from a point of I'm trying to earn something.
And
Yes,
performance.
yes.
Yes,
Not just in your, you talked about it and you alluded to it, when I said, open the Mungu. That also the other vibe that I hear is also, when you talk about the marketplace, it's almost like they're serving God, which is worship ministry, and then in the marketplace, that is mammon.
Yes.
So now you have to make a choice.
Yeah.
If you tell somebody I'm not going to come to practice because I have to go to work, they're like, you choose ye today whom you will serve.
What are your priorities?
And then the reality is after that praco, you have to go to a house that needs rent.
You need
That
rent.
needs rent.
Yes,
And
and
a
the
wife
food.
or a family
Exactly.
that needs your attention.
Yeah. So how do you? Those are now the things that, and I'm saying, looking back, there are things that we did. It was out of zeal, but without knowledge.
Zeal.
And God is so gracious that He covered us. But
Right.
now that we know,
We
it's
do
just like
better.
you
Do
shouldn't
better,
be.
bro.
Yeah, you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
And I think that for us, that is what would want the worship leader who feels like they'd have to perform to have value. God has already valued you enough. He's the one who's put the value in you, and that value is His Holy Spirit. You get. So everything that we get to do, whether you serve or not, you are still a son of God.
Of God.
Yeah. Saa zingine kuna pale where sons of the house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes you might serve, you might not serve, and you might not be a son of the house, but you are still a son of God. You are still a daughter of God. I pray that we get that into us so that we do not get to the pearly gates and you are thinking that you're going to get in because of your performance. And God is like, man, all you did was good, but that's not what I was looking for. I was looking for your heart. So are we able to be present? And the reason I reference that is I got that during my sabbatical. Because now it's 2020, we are all not having church. We're coming in once in a while. So you're benched. And for us who are used to performance,
you crash.
you crash.
You're like, what's going on?
What is that?
What kind of Sundays do we see Sundays?
You're having fits, man. You're having fits. You're like, man, I need to do something. I need to do something. And God is just like, man, chill.
Just rest.
As in, take a break. For me, I was
Take
taking
a
a break
chill pill,
after
bro.
11, 12 years
Ooh.
of consistent time. And my wife was the
She was happy.
most happiest
She was
person in the world.
Thank you, COVID.
Thank you, COVID. And thank you, churches, for locking down.
Sherry.
Yeah, because most people do not have their spouses. Even most families do not see their children, especially who are consistently serving in church. And we are called to love God and love people. We need to relate with people. Yeah, so I feel like that is really important. And that concept of Sabbath, the concept of rest, is important for us. And especially now, because I don't think that we are at a space where everybody, church can take everybody on as a worship leader and take care of your needs, so that is what you're doing throughout 8 to 5. So it means that people need to still go out and be of service to humanity, because that is what we're doing in the marketplace, right? So let's take out that notion that we are serving mammon. No, we are being of value to humanity. God has given us gifts that can be used both in church and outside of church. Actually, you talked about it, that how is work your market, your it's your ministry place, your mission field. Yes. Because in church, is mostly, when you think about it, is usually, I would call it a gathering of lights. Because you mostly have people who are believing in the same thing. Do we really have most people who are coming in who are unbelievers when you think about it in our churches? So most of the unbelievers are mostly in the marketplace. So that is also by God's design, that we get also to be out there. So there has to be some sense of balance, in a sense, so that you're not chomaing. I think during that time when we're doing that 3 a.m.s, Maze, it was crazy, because I'm coming in, I have to go home just in time to shower and come out because I'm living in Athi River, I'm working in Upper Hill.
Westlands, Upper Hill.
Yes.
Okay, Upper Hill.
And the traffic for Mombasa Road was those ones for wake up at 5.
And it was every week for
Every
52
week.
weeks
Exactly.
for 3 years.
Yes, for 3 years. So when you think about it, by the time you're getting back to work, I'm getting to work at 7 and I'm
You're a
tired.
zombie,
So I have to
yeah.
sleep in the car. Then I forget that I was supposed to check in at 8. So I'm waking up at 9.
Hey.
Then I'm just waltzing in there
Yes.
just in time to be
Oh
able
my
to do some
God.
things. You are just
But that time your
a
boss is
tired
thinking,
person.
this guy is
Yeah.
high. He's high.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. You get.
Yeah.
It was not one of the healthiest ways of
No,
doing
it
it.
was not.
And I think that's what I'm saying. We now need to be able to advocate for that sense of balance.
Yeah.
Also, I've realized that there are things that you do in a season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
you
There are
have
seasons
strength for it.
exactly where you
Yes.
have strength for it. There
Yeah.
are seasons when you're single, you can be able to do that. But then
Yeah.
when you have a family, then now priority starts
Things
checking in.
change.
Yes.
Yeah.
So also your service is not going to be consistent throughout, like how you apply yourself might not necessarily be the same throughout.
And it
your
should be
assignment.
okay.
And
Yeah,
it
and
should
it's
be,
okay,
and that's the
and
thing.
it's
Because
okay.
I
Yes.
think one of the things that I really have a problem with is when we demonize or when we make it a problem that being there for your family or having a different priority other than church
Yes.
is bad.
Yes.
I don't like that thing.
That's true.
Because I'm like, first of all, if you look at God's order of ministry, bro, church is like number what?
Pale bon.
Yeah.
After your family.
After your family. So
And
by the
then your
time we make
relationship.
ministry number one,
Yes.
that means you've denied the person's self to come out
Yep.
and for you to minister to your own self. Number two, you've denied that person's family. Then maybe kuna work,
Yes.
alafu sasa kuna church.
Yeah.
It's
But then ask yourself again, what is ministry?
Let me mention something. In the book of Exodus, when Moses was about to start, not Moses, there's a verse that talks about an anointed metal worker, and God was saying, I have anointed.
Bezalel and the holy.
Yes. In crafts
Yes.
of hands. So anointing surpasses what you're doing on Sunday pale kwa pulpit. Your anointing or your calling could even be in the marketplace and you're not even serving as a worship leader. It's just that now you're equally in the marketplace, but you're also in church. So there are both things that when you're doing them, you do them as unto the Lord. You see?
Yeah.
So it's not that when you're doing one, now it's away from God, and now this other one is for God.
Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
No, it's as unto the
as
Lord.
unto the Lord.
Yes, whatsoever you do.
Yeah.
Whatsoever.
Yeah.
you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think we've put ministry is the whatsoever, and then everything else is not.
Yeah.
Which is wrong. And
It's
that's
wrong,
why
yeah.
so many of us are in toxic spaces.
Yes.
That we also need to talk about. So I want us to talk about that space because there are worship leaders here who are in that space of toxicity. You can't go to another church on Sunday to brief because why are you?
Where were you on Sunday?
Where were you on Sunday?
Yeah.
If you come and say, I don't have transport to come to church
Yes.
because sijalipwa at my workplace.
Where is your faith?
Where is your faith? Where is your faith and why are you not? Because church is no longer a priority. Let me even take it deeper. I'm a pastor's child. So if I remember those the days where I was working, then you've done 8 to 5 and you're the one who's a worship leader
Yes.
at your local church and hauna fare ujalipwa, you are supposed to, but because you are every other person is omitted from the responsibility, but it rests heavily on you because you weren't your and you not only get ridicule from the rest of the congregation, you get ridicule from your parents. Hi mom, love you.
Oh wow.
And you get that also from work, from every other space. So I know there are people who find it very hard to navigate spaces like that, and they're suffocated.
Oof, that's a good word.
They're suffocated, and it's become normal to the point that you yourself become toxic to other
Other
people,
people, yes.
because of that routine of always being in the space of the church is a place where I can't says jiangalia. I don't come
People
first.
neglect
They come.
themselves.
So you
Church
need
come
you
first.
self-betray.
Yes.
You know.
And you'll find someone will neglect themselves
Yeah.
to keep up appearances. They may even enter into debt. Yeah, uniform imetumwa, you know.
I should have one episode dedicated to uniform and money.
And money.
Because
Hey, wewe.
ukiambia ati unavaa say umeambia red dress with nini flower and then your hair matches
Put some of peplum.
There was a peplum season.
There's like
Hi,
with
Sheila.
stockings. Hi, Sheila.
Stockings.
Hi,
Sheila.
You know, like
Hey,
with
Sheila
your hair
has this
held
idea.
up a certain way for the men, the particular suit with this yani. That whole dynamic is good, but it can get really overwhelming.
Yeah.
So I want us to just speak to that worship leader who's struggling in that season, or who is in that current season. What are some of the things that you did that helped you stay sane till now? And you are not dead, because some of us,
I'm looking at it in retrospect. One of the things that I hear God say is, and to the worship leader, is life continues. You are not the one who's holding up the church.
Ouch.
say it again for the people at the back. Gosh.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I like what Mike Todd says. Mike Todd says that the church is the bride of Christ. So he tells men, go mind your bride. Go mind your bride. So you are not the one who's holding up the service. And I say this because I thought I was the one who was making things happen. I thought that if I didn't play the bass at church, I thought that if I didn't show up on that day, this is how weird this is. This is how messed up it could be, because I remember, and my wife can attest to this, she reminds me that I think we had gotten married on like a Friday, and on Sunday I was in church.
Wait. Abomination.
What up?
Yes.
Polygasheri, man.
Because now, man, I'm the basis,
You're the basis.
and it needs to happen.
Oh, man.
You see, and
the
it's
thought,
not something that, and that's the thing, it might not necessarily even be the church that is telling you that.
Yes.
It's you are telling yourself that if I do not show up, then it doesn't get
There's
done.
nobody else.
Yes, there's
to do it.
nobody
It's
else
just
to do
you.
it. Have you realized that
Oh,
the church has
my
been
God.
going through, has been going on? And I say this again. I was a worship leader at Papa Center. I was a worship leader at work. Isn't work still continuing?
It is.
Am I a worship leader there? No. So you, worship leader, you are not the one who's holding up the church. The church is built on Christ, and it shall continue with or without us. We get to participate in what God has called us to. But even God himself, who is omniscient, omnipotent, gets to rest after
That's
6
true.
days of
6
creation.
days, yes.
So Sabbath is important. You taking care of yourself is important. And I think I'm speaking also to worship pastors that we also need to be very, very humane with the people that God has called us to shepherd.
Come on.
We need to be
true.
humane. We need to be able to understand that somebody cannot be able to make that uniform.
Yes.
Yes.
And
So
it's
what can
okay.
we do together? Do we have to do the uniform?
Yes,
Either
don't
way.
we?
Yes.
Yeah. And if
yes.
we have to do it, can we come together and help them out with that? Because I feel like sometimes we juxtapose excellence to a place where it's now inhumane.
And oppression.
And
Yeah,
oppression,
it's
yeah. So it
oppression,
becomes
yeah.
oppression, kind of low key.
Yeah, it's low-key.
Yes, it's low key
Yeah.
oppression. So, worship pastors, let's be human. Let's give our people time to rest. Let's plan well, right? If you have teams, let's have a rotation.
Yes.
Let's have people have some time to just not be in church. One of the things that I suffered, even as I look back in the sabbatical period, is familiarity with the pulpit. you get to do it so much, it becomes a god. For me, the stage was a
worship the
god.
god.
Exactly. I worshipped worship. Yes, as in, I
Yeah.
want to do this. This is all I get to do, and it
Yes.
gives me a high.
A high.
Oh, by
There
the way,
you
it
go.
gives us a high.
There you
Yeah.
go.
As in,
There you go.
as somebody who is in the marketplace, I would look
Long.
forward to Saturday, because for worship, it's one of those things of expression. You get to emote, you get to do that thing which you love, and people get to applaud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes
Like,
those
wow.
claps for
Oh
Jesus,
my,
we are also sharing with that glory.
Jesus
my
in me.
God.
Yes, so Jesus in me, they're
Jesus.
clapping
What
for
a
Jesus.
ministration.
Yeah, yeah.
Minister to us.
And you see
my
that, and that's the
God.
thing. If you do not have a culture of coming out, and remember, every time that Jesus went and did something big, he used to retreat.
Yes,
He would retreat because he knows that if you stay in that particular place, people now start exalting you to a level
Yeah.
where probably he could have decided to become king of the Jews.
There you go.
And he was called to die. So for you, and we are all called to die, by the way.
Yes.
So you're called to die. So
called
we are,
self.
we are called to die to self. So one of the things that we need to be able to embody is that time off that pulpit, so that we are not familiar with what God is doing, in such a way that, because there's that one particular song that when you raise and everybody goes, and that's the go-to song. We have to come out of those particular rudiments that we are used to. So sometimes stepping back is to say that, Lord, this is not what sustains me. Because I feel like for most worship leaders, because it's a platform where you get to be seen, you get to be validated by what you do, you want to hang on to it with dear life. But you do not need to.
Yeah.
I was taught now during sabbatical that God's affirmation is what is key. Yes, it's not what I do, because I'll mess up, but God has already affirmed me. I'm already justified through the finished work of the cross.
Yeah.
I'm walking a journey of sanctification. I will miss it here and there, but the fact that God has saved me, that one, there is nothing that can separate me from the love of God.
Yeah.
If the worship leader has that at the core, then they have the ability to make choices.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a choice to, you can choose whether you'd want to serve this Sunday. And if you're tired, you are tired. Worship
Yeah.
leader.
You sit.
Yes, just sit down.
Because
and
utaanguka,
breathe.
bro.
Because you've
Yeah.
mentioned something that if you do not rest, number one, what it affects is your creativity. But because you're also not doing this from a place of the physical, it affects your hearing. You don't hear God.
Yes.
Yes, because you're tired.
Yes.
So you are relying on what God said the last time.
Yes,
That
and
song
what
that he told you
works.
to, he told you to raise the last time. That is what you continue raising, because you're not at a place where you can just say, can I hear you, God? And sometimes that's what the break is necessary for. That is what happened to Elijah.
Yes.
After all this big thing, man, he
Yes.
had to step out.
Yes.
Because Elijah had burnout, by the way. And Elijah said, hey, mi sitaki kufanya kazi.
Unaanza
Yes,
kujamba.
Exactly.
You're
So there are
irritable,
cases.
yeah.
There are cases of burnout. Moses was going to have burnout.
Yes.
If not for Jethro, alikuwa anaenda kukaa hapo anaambia all the cases utajaji hizi kesi zote utadie. You will die. Worship leader, you will die.
You will
If you are
die.
serving 52 Sundays.
Yeah.
You will not, dude. If you're the worship leader and you're still there,
It's just gonna be bro.
as in, how are you going to get a spouse
Yes,
if you're
there you
full time
go. Yeah.
on the podium?
He said it, guys. He went there.
As in, we need to be social beings. We need to, yes. So let's not treat this. We need to treat it as, it's a serene place to be, right? It is something that God has given us an opportunity to be able to serve in. But we should not just do it in and of itself. Let's not have it in and of itself as the thing that gives us the high.
There you go.
Because there's a high. Trust me, there's a high. That's why music is one of those things. They usually say, I'm really trying to find that in scripture where Satan fell because of music. Because I know we use it a lot.
Yeah.
But yes,
It's
it's
hard.
alluded that
Yeah.
ilikuwa hii mziki.
alluded,
Na
yeah.
kwa sababu hii mziki ndio, you get this high that you get because the affirmation is pop.
Yes.
When Wanza hits that note, you're like, ooh,
Girl.
my God, do it again. And
Yeah.
then you get that affirmation and you're like, yeah. But it's not about that. God has called us to so much more. He's called us to actually become the image of his dear son, Jesus
Yes.
Christ. And
To
that
the whole
image
world.
sometimes, actually most times, if not all times, is formed outside the stage.
Totally.
So if we can take some time off the stage, have a private life, have a private consecration with Jesus, then probably that would help us to make some of these decisions, because God is like, hey, mazekachini. Even I have other sons and daughters who can do this.
I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and we were talking about the fact that sometimes we have not encountered the God of the Bible. And I think maybe I was one of those people who, you're so used to the day-to-day, the 52 Sundays, they wake up at 6 a.m., wake up for, actually it's 4:30.
Yeah. For morning devotion.
What? Kufanya makeup ndo by 5 umesimama umeketi.
Guys,
unaomba kidogo kabla uende.
Ubers,
Alafu kuna
do this.
Pastor Zino tells you pray for 1 hour before you leave the house. Utaomba saa ngapi na umefika home?
There you go. Na kuna song ujashika.
Na
asubuhi kuna you should.
So going back to what you were saying about worship, that for me that had been something that was a routine.
There you go.
Until I got to some point and God was like, listen, utatoka manikutoe, because you cannot be doing all, you'll crash. And not only because you'll crash, because I want you for myself.
There you go.
Because when you've lifted up or you've made an idol out of something that you're supposed to worship God for, not worship the thing. Instead of worshiping God takes that thing away and is like, listen. So by the time you get to the point where God is taking it away, just be rested. Like, I need a Sunday off. Because there's a time where God will want you for himself.
God is after your heart.
Come on.
The relationship with you. I want to say two things, and one is about how you listen to, let's call it gospel music, and the other one is about communication. So I'll start with the latter. When you're serving, and now I'm speaking to someone who's serving under a worship leader. So this is a member of the worship team. When you're serving, and you realize maybe you have work assignments, because now we want to balance the two, right? And you realize maybe that week at work you've had a hectic week, and you're not able to show up for Praco on Sato, for example. You need the rest. You want to rest. I think you should have the boldness to speak. Usinyamaze, hujatokea, like you're not accountable, you're not responsible, because you really want to rest, but you don't know, you don't have the words to speak. It's okay. In the simplest way, communicate in good time, regardless of how it is received on the other end. Because one, it shows you're responsible, you're accountable. Like this is something, you're not here like just for the sake. Because I know people who go quiet, ata wanazima simu, you know, they're looking for you as the only alto. You know. And I know it comes from a place of, I don't know if it's fear, or the other time you spoke, there's a reprimand that you receive. People pleasing. You're afraid. Looking back, like McRue was saying, mimi niliogopa, wacha zile vitu nimehata za Saturdays. The others, like you're here, you've hatted some family things that I believe it can be done better. So one, say it afraid. Wacha jam, sasa tutadu. But at least so now what we do? Because
to jam too.
At least if you told them on a Thursday, at least after a jam, if that's where it goes, by Saturday they'll have known who else, like McRue is saying, they'll have found the other biz player. You know, like if you had have said, me, this weekend for the next 2 weeks, I'm away, they'll find, or they'll sing without the bass and realize, it can actually be done. But we don't know. And at times we don't receive because we don't ask. So please, in this era, we call it self-advocacy. Advocate for yourself. Because when you're fully rested, when your mind is sharp, like McRue was saying, there's the creativity. You'll even be able to go to work and you're able to perform. You see, another issue that comes is when you go to work, you're equally not diligent.
Exactly.
So unaanguka huku na unaanguka huku. So now what happens? You risk losing your job. Maybe your pay is not increasing for you to have some freedom, you know. Somebody you're still struggling with the amount that you have. But when you're equally diligent on this other end, you're able to go and request for leave for a week or two because you're traveling to I don't know where, and you can be heard. So those relationships matter, and when they know huyu hata tukimwambia nini, if they say they're not coming on Saturday, they're not. They'll learn to treat you now with that. You know, and they know now they're not coming to tell you on this day we need you. They're like on this day. Like they could a relationship. Will you be available? You know. Yes. And I think that's one thing I wanted to say about that. Learn to speak for yourself. Also be confident in your skill, in like at work, because you're the letter that people will read. Yep. Like McRue saying, the harvest is out here. And at times you don't need the, Mungu amesema, you're there, let's pray for the tea and things like that. At times it's your work ethic that is ministering.
Yes.
It's your emails and how they are. It's your work ethic, because Christians wameharibu. Huku nje, the workplace just says, usipate hiyo kampuni ni ya Mkristo, usiwape job. You know, it's true, because you can't rely on them. They'll tell you, hii Sunday tuko na maombi. Like, I know people do that. I'm sorry. It's not funny. Jesus. Say, that's another story for another day.
I hear
but
you.
Please be diligent, communicate, and when you sign the contract, you've signed for 8 to 5, you've signed for, like be aware consciously of what you're getting into in terms of employment. And if you realize it's not working for you, then seek out other means, bila kuonyesha madharau hapa penye uko in your current season. You know. So at times you really necessarily can't balance all the time, but your communication will help you like ease through every place you need to ease through.
That's
like
so
that.
good.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah.
The other thing is also with regards to work. Work is God's system. Work is not a result of the fall. There was work before the fall. So if you're a worship leader and you dabble also in the marketplace, that's how we call it in the marketplace. Is I have a pastor who says that we are the ones who have spoiled these things. We are dichotomizing. Did you know, by the way, and I felt like I needed to say this, that did you know that the fivefold is to prepare people for the work of ministry? Is to prepare people. Yes. So when we go to church, the idea and BS is to prepare us for the work of ministry. So now we start asking ourselves, then where is ministry? Because that's the question I asked. Then where is ministry? Ministry then has to be where we are spending most of our time in. That's what Jesus would go to where? Jesus was not spending a lot of time in the synagogues as much as he spent time in the streets, right? It's where you are called to work. And God is smart enough to know that your voice is also good in the church in terms of edifying him in music, but is also good in the marketplace in terms of showing people what he is about. Somebody said that we as human beings, we have what we call congruence. You can't be diligent in church and not diligent at work. It cannot work.
They have to.
Because it's the same
You're
person.
The same person.
You're the same person. So if you're able to listen to music articulately, then you should be able to work articulately, right? Unless now you're not in a place where you have been graced to be, which is a conversation that you need to have, right? But you should be the same person. The same person that is delivering 8 to 5 should be the same person that is delivering when it comes to rehearsal and all that. So if you find yourself not delivering, the questions about have you been called? Yeah, probably we should start by that. Yeah, if you're failing at your workplace, is it because you're doing too much? And if you're doing too much, then where's the bread buttered? Because I know that is a very, very crazy conversation to have, because now we have to choose God, and we think that ministry is God. Is it? You get? Is it? Right? So those are now the things, those are the questions that we need to start asking ourselves. But congruence is key. Work is noble. So worship leader, if you need to get a job, please get a job.
Mm,
Don't
please.
wait for church to try and, amass whatever it needs to amass. Because sometimes the church is strained.
Yes,
Yes.
it is.
So we also have church heart
And
because
they won't tell you that they are strained.
exactly.
No.
Yes.
And you have expectations.
Exactly. And you have expectations. You have family.
Yeah.
Do you know one of the 7 things that when I look back, I thought God in his wisdom made sure that the church wasn't going to give us 5K. Because how was I going to raise 5 kids on 5K?
Come on.
You get?
Yeah.
So in his wisdom, it's just like, bruh, I see
Get a
you.
job.
I see the way you're moving. Yeah, that 5K is not going to work.
Yeah.
Let me
Go
search you.
into the marketplace and get something to do with your hands.
Yeah.
And I have been able to do that, to balance that in some seasons. Some seasons have been off, right? And that's now what we're talking about in terms of have your priorities straight, right? So when you're married and you're having children and all that, those are things that you need to step back and be with them, because children have a gap. They have a window. You're 0 to 7. If you're not there that time, you've missed the boat. So if you go and you're serving all this time, we've had a lot of pastors' kids who are not in ministry because of the whole arena of their parents spend a lot of time in ministry. And it's not a bad thing, but it's just that they're not available for them. Yeah, now you have to host everybody and all that kind of stuff. There's no distinction.
Guys.
Mom, nimekusamea.
But the other thing is also
There.
Nimetreat.
And you see, the thing is, and I get it, and I'm not here to reprimand. I'm here to say that I am also. There's a lot of things I've done. If you put my wife here to tell you the stories of the decisions I have made in quote unquote for God and gospel, for king and kingdom, that were ludicrous, there are a lot. So the reason why we sit here is because we have been taught. We have come to the light and we've seen. By the way, number one, we are not the ones running this ministry. Imagine it is God. People will come, people will go. He's the one that remains forever. We are mere mortals. Imagine in another 100 years, none of us is going to be here. In another 100 years. Yes. True. But the church will still continue. Just the same way the apostles are not here, but the church is still here. You get. So once we have those particular perspectives in right, then you start majoring. Make the major and make the minor. So in a season of your life, worship leader, if you've just gotten married, take a sabbatical. Yeah, go home, go be with your wife. Know them, right? If you've had a child, go home, nurture them. Those are things I didn't do. I'm telling you, because I didn't do them. Yes, and now I can see the effect that it has had, because we had CJ during COVID. And my bonding with CJ is different from my bonding with my 2 boys earlier. The reason why we bonded with Howie, and I think God did that deliberately, is because that was the time I was retrenched. I was benched so that I would be with this girl. Because girls are daddy's people, right? Yeah, so God made sure. Yeah, exactly. So God akakaiva kona, na venye nafanyanga hizi vitu mingi, wacha nimtolee moja. You get, that is in the wisdom of God. So understand your season, worship leader, and navigate as your season dictates. And God is not looking for your performance. So he's not going to say, by the way, you're not going to make heaven because you did not sing 52 Sundays. He's not after that. Actually, all we do out of what Christ did on the cross is just out of things. Has nothing to do with now us earning our place. We cannot earn our place. We are already justified. If worship leader, you get that into your heart, it will give you so much peace in terms of even hearing God and what God is calling you to do. Some people are in church and they're not supposed to be in church. That's the reality. Yeah, some people are, yes, unakatu hapo mna float, ama when worship leader, but God amekupea ideas to design. You're supposed to be here behind a camera, but you are stuck because of what? Because you think that is ministry. Ministry is what reaches people. God has given us the ministry of reconciliation. How are we going to touch people, right? How are you going to touch the unchurched? That is what is calling us to be. How are we going to be salt and light if we do not move out of the shaker, salt shaker? So we have to move out. So I think that is the noble purpose of having work. For you to be able to be in the marketplace, that's a blessing. It's a blessing to be able to serve God in his, what they call the temple, and also serve him in the marketplace. So if you have that as a worship leader, like I told you, mine was, man, if I'm able to just do this and worship leader, that's all I do for life.
Yeah.
But I realized so much blessing. The now amount of people that I've met in the marketplace, clients and all that, who get to see who God is through you. I'm not necessarily preaching in it overtly, thus saith the Lord. But just because how I show up and the things that I do, the diligence that I have in my work speaks about. So people want to know who do you serve? What
There's something
inspires
about
you?
this guy.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and that now opens doors.
Yeah.
So that's
Opens
now
up the
yes, that's the
conversation.
blessing
Yeah.
of being able to do both. Yeah. So there's some who are called to one space, like the temple space, and there's some who are called to the marketplace specifically. There's some who can juggle. So if you can juggle, the idea is balance. The Bible says, "Do not be over righteous, and do not be over wicked. Stay here in the middle."
Yeah.
In the middle.
I want us to wrap up this conversation because
Yeah, we can go on for days.
we have stories.
stories ni
To make up
mingi.
it, yeah.
And as we wrap this up,
Yeah.
I want you to now advise the worship leader one more time. Looking back at your younger self, and what some of the things that you have gone through. One, what would you tell yourself that would be of help to a worship leader who's going through what they're going through now? And what are some of the habits that you have built over time that have helped you stay sane in both spaces?
The second one. Lala. That's one good habit. Okay,
Sunday afternoons are for?
Sunday afternoons is when worship leaders crash and they sleep.
Yeah.
But well, and eat. Let me tell you, I'm very serious. At times you find yourself so busy, umejijaza uko na 8 to 5, then you equally have pracos and another one in the middle of the week. You forget yourself, or you come last in your you come over here, not knowing that when you're able to take care of the temple that God has given you, you're able to give better, or it's more quality over quantity. So I would say mimi ningerudi, I would have slept earlier. Like my day would change, especially if you know that a lot is being taxed from you, in terms of work and ministry. Then there are things maybe you have to compromise or weka pale chini kwa priority list. If you must do both, put self-care hapo number 3. So what are your habits when you get home after work? Are you carrying work home? Are you working until, I don't know, you're sending emails? Put your work in from the time that's allocated to the time it ends, and then when you're there, you're not again now trying to do other things beyond that. So I would be a better manager of my time.
Okay.
I would be a better manager of my time. And number 2, one thing I would say is there are relationships that are key that you need. Right now, most people will find dabbling in both. You're young. Maybe you're single, maybe you're newly married. Like it's easy. Bado vitu hazijakuja.
The plot hasn't thickened.
The head hasn't thickened. So make the most of that, out of that time. Then also, while at it, there are relationships that you need to build. Friendships that are beyond the, have you heard this new album by I don't know who? Beyond worship. Make relationships with your family, with even other friends who might not be the friends who come to your church. There are people who could maybe even help you in your career.
Yeah.
So value relationships also. Let's not see that lunch meeting with so and so as something that's a waste of time. Yeah. So those relationships are key, because I can say, looking back, there sahi ndio na try kuzi, you know, the friendships. I'm trying to be deliberate about them.
Yeah.
And I can tell you, you see the 10 plus years of being in ministry, there are things, watu wame move on. Life has moved
on,
yeah.
You've missed
So
moments
you
or
missed
something.
their maybe their children, maybe you missed their, you know,
Oh, yeah.
the transitions, maybe their weddings or their marriage life, but build the relationships that are key, that matter. So that's one thing I'd also tell me. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
McRue?
For me is, again, resounding it, the fact that I feel like for every worship leader, God is calling us to a relationship with him, not with the pulpit, not with the altar, and not with music. So have that as key. Get your affirmation from God, not from the things that you do for God. Get your affirmation from God. Christ, before he ever did any miracle, was affirmed of God. When he was being baptized, God's affirmation comes before you're doing. We are justified before we did anything better. You get? So I think that at the core of the worship leader then would help you to make sound decisions. You're not making decisions because you're trying to people please, because people now have no hold on you, because you're already fully affirmed by God. I think that for me that's the key, because out of the abundance of your heart, all the things that you do are going to flow from. So let's get back to the key. The foundation is our relationship with God. The second one would be rest. Yes, please take time off the stage. Like Waceke has said, nurture the relationships that matter. I forgot to tell you, one of the reasons how I moved out of home was because of church. So this one Saturday, my dad wants me to take him to Shanks. And me, I'm just like, me, I gotta take you to Shanks. Me, I'm the bass player.
Yo.
Don't you know?
My dad said, okay, you're the bass player. So me, I'm at church and I'm over there and we're worshiping. I get a call from my mom. My mom is like, don't come home now. Come home later. Your dad is pissed. Then, kidogo, I get home. Hey, my things have been packed, yo. My dad packed all my belongings, put them in, they call them the Ghana must go bag. But that's how I moved out of home. And that particular season also wrecked my relationship with my dad. Yes, there's things that I could have completed in that season that I didn't. I say I was overzealous. So worship leader, find some knowledge. Again, I say for a fact, I used to think that I would be the voice, the worship leader of all time at Purpose Center. I realized that worship leader seasons will come and go. What I have learned is serve the Lord in your generation, in your time. Because your time is going to go. And God moves on. God is the only one who is eternal. Yes, as we are waiting for that to join him in eternity. In that particular cycle. But on this particular side, imagine we will come and go. So know your season, value the relationships that you have, and please. And the only way you do that is through rest. So please take some time off the stage. Take some time not to be too familiar with the things you do. Take some time so that you do not build an idol out of the thing that you do. And I think with that, God would really help us to be sane and to be balanced as worship leaders.
Amazing. Wow. Thank you guys for coming.
We need to do a part 2.
We need to do a part 2. We actually need to do a part 2. Thank you so much for coming. This has been a very fruitful conversation. I hope you have gained something, if not everything. But I think the one thing we are saying in this whole episode is you just need to rest. Yeah. And it is important to take time off. It is important to build the relationships that matter. It is important to, put yourself first. It's not weird. It's not far-fetched. But it is important because God can take some of these things out of your life if you are not careful. And the balance is very important for you to be able to be diligent in everything that you do and be great at both the workplace and in ministry. So thank you so much for watching. I want you guys to, again, Like I said in the beginning.
In the beginning.
The beginnings of the beginning before the beginning of the beginnings began. Please just share this episode.
Yes, please.
Share. I know most of you are working. If you have a worship leader who's working who has been struggling with this particular issue, it will be of help to them. Anybody who has been in a relationship with their pastors, with their leaders, and they've been struggling because they are trying to navigate the workspace and the ministry space, this episode is for you. Please, 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 please listen to what we've said. Listen to the nuggets that McRue and Waceke have given here. These are wisdom, yani. This is wisdom. This is wisdom for English left. This is wisdom for a lifetime. Yeah, that you will need for you to be able to navigate. We have a WhatsApp community for worship leaders. You can go on my page, any page. We Instagram, WhatsApp, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. You'll find the link on my bio. If you have not followed me,
What are you waiting for?
I don't know what you are doing, by the
coming
way.
for you.
I'm not even coming for you. I just don't understand. I don't get it, okay? But please follow me. Click the link on my bio. Join our community. You cannot do worship leading alone. I have discovered this for many years. I have a community myself, and I am very intentional about it because I don't want to crash a big, okay? So I also don't want you to crash. Just join us so that we can do this thing together. It is easier and it is way better when you know that you have an army behind you, praying for you, rooting for you, fighting for you, you know, there to encourage you when you're down, there to celebrate all your wins. That's why we are here. So please, please, please join our WhatsApp community. We also have an Instagram community for our international people, people from the diaspora, people who are not in Kenya. We love you very much. We also have a community for you where we can be able to connect. Thank you so much for joining. Keep it beyond Sunday and see you next week.